So, if your views have dropped, or you're worried about getting demonetized, or you're just completely new to YouTube, listen closely. I'm about to break down the 8 biggest changes to the YouTube algorithm. Let's start with change number 1, Gemini. It's now fully official. YouTube's algorithm is powered by Gemini AI. And if you don't know what Gemini is, think of it as Google's version of ChatGPT. YouTube's main task for Gemini is to analyze videos. So basically, the platform isn't focused on tags, titles, and all that old stuff anymore. Thanks to Gemini, YouTube now cares about what you say, how you say it, and what you visually show on screen.
Gemini even understands tone. If your video is meant to be emotional, it gets that. If you're being sarcastic, it recognizes that too, which is honestly pretty wild. But the biggest thing is this: Gemini also studies your behavior on the platform. And that leads us straight into number 2.
The trust score. This is easily one of the biggest updates YouTube has ever introduced. Here's the simplest way to explain it. You need to prove to the algorithm and to Gemini that you're an actual human. With all the new AI tools that can pump out videos instantly in giant content farms spamming uploads, YouTube has become way stricter about your Google profile and your activity. It doesn't matter how many views you get or how many subscribers you have. If Gemini thinks you're not human, your channel can get wiped out or demonetized instantly. And this update rolled out about 2 weeks ago, which is why you've seen so many creators losing their channels lately. But I think I found a solution, which brings us to number 3.
The age of your email and the age of your channel. If you're just starting or rebuilding from scratch, my advice is to upload on a YouTube channel that's at least 5 months old. The older the channel, the better. Use your real personal email, the one you genuinely watch videos with, the one where you're subscribed to your favorite channels. And if that Google account has any paid subscriptions like Google One, Workspace, YouTube Premium, great, that strengthens your credibility. Think about it from YouTube's perspective.
Imagine a brand new email gets created, a new YouTube channel appears, and within an hour they start uploading videos, sometimes multiple times a day. They never watch anything, never comment, never use the account for anything else. There's zero history, zero human signals. To YouTube, that's suspicious. Not impossible for a human, sure, but statistically, most accounts that behave this way tend to post non-original content. So creating an aged presence is your first checkmark of trust. But it doesn't guarantee safety. That brings us to number 4, your channel's name and profile picture.
What I've found is that giving your channel a personality-style name is much safer than using a brand name. So if you're running a faceless history channel, don't name it something like History Central. Instead, use a personal name, like your real name or something close, or even a unique character type name like Romero in Time. The point is, make the channel feel like a person, not a corporation. Even if it's not fully you, it's the personality of the channel.
Then back that up with a profile picture that shows a real human face, your own or a person that represents the channel. Because even if you're careful, YouTube treats personal accounts and brand accounts very differently. 2 channels could post the exact same content, and the brand style channel is way more likely to get flagged for reused content. And there's more. That brings us to number 5, social media links. So let's say I make a history channel called Romero Goes Back. On my About page, I'd create matching accounts on X, Instagram, LinkedIn, even a simple website with the same exact name, Romero Goes Back. That gives Gemini more evidence that this is a real personality with a name, a face, and most likely authentic content. And to be clear, I'm not telling you how to cheat the system or avoid demonetization. You should always follow YouTube's rules. What I'm giving you are the best ways to protect your channel and set everything up properly from day one. Now let's move into the next part. Number 6, the channel trailer.
When YouTube reviews your channel, and they will, the very first thing Gemini checks is your channel trailer. That feature exists so you can clearly explain what your channel is about. So how should you make one? What should you say? Personally, I treat channel trailers kind of like a mini appeal video. If you get demonetized, 99% of the time it's for reused content, meaning YouTube can't tell if your content is original. In an appeal,
You make a short video explaining your scripting, your title process, your editing workflow, basically a behind-the-scenes look at how you create content. And when you do this correctly, most people actually win their appeals, assuming they make authentic content. If you don't, you're done. But having that same explanation built into your channel trailer helps massively. Now, on to number 7, uploading patterns.
Uploading every single day right from the beginning is actually not recommended. What I found is that posting every 2 to 4 days is better when you're starting out. And side note, don't stress about views early on. For your first 15 videos, focus on impressions, not views. Once you've uploaded your first 15 videos, go to YouTube Studio and look at your impressions. If you're under 100,000 impressions total, that means either your trust score is low or your ideas just aren't clicking.
But if you do cross 100,000 impressions after those 15 uploads, then you could start posting daily or more frequently. But for those of you who already get tons of user impressions, don't follow this. This is only for new channels or new creators. You're basically trying to show Gemini and YouTube that you're an actual human. And real humans don't usually start their channels by uploading every single day. But hey, if you can do it, go for it. What do I know? Now on to number 8. Descriptions. In your video descriptions, you now need to add real knowledge and educational value. Instead of dropping 5 paragraphs of fluff or tons of tags, just explain the topic clearly to Gemini. Research your topic on Google and write a short, accurate summary. For example, if I made a video about a specific World War II battle, I'd ask a tool like Claude for a 5 or 6 sentence recap, and then paste that in the description.
Gemini is heavily rewarding educational, informative descriptions. And now the last thing I want to touch on, MCNs. If you don't know what an MCN is, think of them like record labels, but for YouTubers. There are only a handful of real MCNs left, and they usually take a percentage of your revenue. But joining one boosts your trust score massively, like by 1,000. If you're in an MCN, you barely have to worry about half the stuff in this video, because MCNs are deeply connected with YouTube.
Some MCNs even claim they can help your videos get more exposure. You also get direct contact with people inside YouTube, because to even operate as an MCN, they need extreme connections. But here's the catch. MCNs don't accept every channel. They use a 10-strike system. If they partner with you and your channel gets terminated, they get a strike. If they reach 10 strikes, they lose their MCN status. That would literally destroy their business. So they're very selective.
The upside is that they can protect you from wrongful termination, at least to an extent. Remember the glitch a couple weeks ago when YouTube's circumvention bot started randomly deleting channels? Those creators eventually got reinstated, but if they were in an MCN, they probably wouldn't have been auto-terminated in the first place, because MCNs step in instantly to defend the channels they partner with. They have private contacts at YouTube and will fight for you, since your termination also hurts them. Of course, this isn't some cheat code to avoid consequences. If you break YouTube's rules, you will be terminated. And MCNs won't even accept you if your content is unsafe. But if you're making safe, original content and you follow YouTube's guidelines closely, MCNs act like an extra layer of protection for glitches, errors, or misunderstandings. I can't tell you which MCN to join. You'll need to research that yourself. And hey, if you run an MCN, hit me up. I'm trying to join one. So here's a quick recap. Gemini is controlling a lot of changes in the algorithm, which means your trust score matters more than ever. Use an aged email or aged YouTube channel. Build your channel around a personality, not a brand. Create matching social media accounts and link them. Add a channel trailer that shows your process and who you are. If you're starting out, don't upload daily right away. Add educational context in your descriptions. And finally, research MCNs. They might be a huge advantage.
I think that covers everything. If you're serious about growing on YouTube, you can click the link in my description or pinned comment. It'll take you to my WhatsApp community. If none of this applies to you, no worries. I appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe and have a great day.